Hey, what's up, Global Village? Okay, I want to make a quick video detailing the testimony of an Israeli woman who has broken herself free from Zionist indoctrination. Now, I just want to say that for me, creating videos about the things that I feel most strongly about are the hardest because it's difficult for me to stay completely focused and to speak clearly and concisely about something that cuts right into my very soul, and I don't really think I can describe it in any other way. That that what is happening right now, in terms of how I perceive it, is one of the great crimes of our time, and I need to try and do my best to speak to it as clearly and concisely as I can. And I think this particular interview is a great way in for just a little bit of a further discussion on what's actually happening. So let's listen to just the first part of it, of what she has to say. I will include a link in the description to the whole interview because I think it is actually well worth listening to.
I grew up in a kind of a normative Israeli little town in the north, and I was a really good student, so an excellent student even. So I was really immersed. I was really immersed in the system as a student, as a pupil, and the experiences when people ask whether Palestinians or how Palestinians are represented, I mean, the short answer is they're not represented at all. I mean, the only thing that you learn as a child, and actually later as a teenager in high school, is that it's a lot about the Jewish history, which is also limited, and there are the Arabs. I don't even remember using the words Palestinians in school. Arabs was there, and they're always some kind of in a context of being our enemies. So it's really as simplistic as that. So that coming out of that system, and of course I have to say that it's in parallel to what you hear from the media, so there's some kind, it's coherent in a way that Arabs are our enemy, and Arabic is a language of which I'm afraid. When I hear Arabic on the street, I feel uncomfortable because it's my enemy. They might hurt me. They want to kill us. They want to throw us all to the sea.
Okay, so I think that's enough to paint a picture here. And the primary point I guess I want to make here is that when someone like me views this conflict from afar, it's typically seen through the public face of someone like Benjamin Netanyahu and Donald Trump, and consequently, a lot of my visceral rage is targeted towards these people, as if we were to somehow get rid of Benjamin Netanyahu, real name Benjamin Maliakowski, and if only America had a president who wasn't a complete and utter asshat, then maybe things wouldn't be so bad. But that is honestly not the case at all. This problem is far, far deeper than any one or few individuals. It is systemic. We have to look to Zionism as a belief system and how it has systematically indoctrinated the population in Israel to perceive the Palestinian people as nothing but, as they often call them, human animals. And as she said here, they don't even acknowledge them as Palestinians. They're just generically referred to as Arabs. So the problem is so much worse than we really think it is. Because you're not going to solve this by getting a more moderate prime minister to rule Israel, or to get a more humane American president. The underlying issues are still there, and in another 10 years, another 20 years, it's all going to boil up again. This is a never-ending conflict that can only ever be solved by ending Zionism. Zionism has to end. It is a fundamentally racist and elitist ideology, and there's no place in it in the modern world. There never was really a place for that kind of behavior, but at least not morally or ethically. But we live in a time now where humanity is not really willing to tolerate it, or at least we're not willing to do so without massive unrest and protest. Now, America has a very incestuous relationship with Israel. You cannot really unentwine them. So any potential solution, or any if we're going to collapse Zionism, then it actually has to come, I think, from America. And I think when America stops supporting Israel, then Zionism itself will become untenable. If America were to stop supporting Israel, the rest of the world would be freed up to actually take action, so they wouldn't be so afraid of the financial and geopolitical repercussions of actually standing up for human rights. And that would be the beginning of real change. But will it ever happen? Will it happen in my lifetime? I doubt it. But, I'm going to call it for what I see and for what I think is the real problem here. And I guess that was really the point of me making this video. Alright, Bendy out.